No one could believe it. 3 full-grown gorillas kneeling before a tiny dog. That sound echoed through the rainforest sanctuary of Congo, where nature was both merciless and magnificent. In the clearing, 3 towering gorillas, muscles rippling with raw strength, bowed their massive heads before an aging dog, thin, gray-furred, trembling from exhaustion. The rangers froze, unable to understand what they were witnessing. The story had begun years earlier, when a stray dog, searching desperately for food, stumbled upon 3 orphaned gorilla infants. From that moment on, an unlikely journey unfolded. A dog raising gorillas, not with milk or strength, but with the instinctive devotion of a mother. But fate is never gentle. Time passed, the orphans grew into giants, and when danger struck, the bond between them was pushed to its breaking point. Stay with this story until the very end, to witness the shocking moment that made an entire forest fall silent in tears. This tale takes place deep in a protected sanctuary within the Congo rainforest, the heart of Africa. Here, a small group of rangers guard the mountain gorillas, one of the most endangered species on Earth. The main character was a stray dog, nameless at first, later called Kuma, meaning little strength. Kuma had been abandoned long ago, surviving off scraps and resilience. But one stormy night, Kuma discovered 3 gorilla infants huddled under a broken tree, their mother gone forever. From then on, a strange family was born. Kuma became more than just a guardian. He became their mother, their teacher, their warmth in the endless cold of the wild. Years passed, until destiny returned with another test. One humid morning, the forest was pierced by a desperate cry. One of the gorillas, now nearly 300 pounds of muscle, had fallen into a ravine while reaching for fruit. The crash thundered across the valley. Kuma rushed to the scene. Down below, the gorilla lay pinned, its leg trapped under jagged rocks. It cried out, wild eyes filled with panic. The other 2 gorillas clung to the edge above, helpless and terrified. From the trees, rangers watched. They knew full-grown gorillas could be unpredictable, even deadly. No one dared to intervene. But Kuma did not hesitate. He barked once, sharp and urgent, then scrambled down the rocky slope toward his struggling child. When Kuma reached the bottom, the trapped gorilla extended its massive hand. It wasn't a strike, nor an attack, but a trembling plea like a child reaching for its mother. The forest fell silent. Even more astonishing, the 2 gorillas above did not roar or charge. Instead, they stepped back, their heavy chests rising and falling, their worried eyes locked on the small dog. Through the shadows and rustling leaves, an image formed. A frail dog standing between 3 giant apes, bound together not by power but by trust. Questions filled the air. Could Kuma really free the one pinned below? Or would this be the moment where love across species would shatter under the weight of reality? Kuma began biting and tugging at the branches wedged around the gorilla's chest. His jaws bled, but he kept going. Then, another sound rolled through the jungle, a deep, rumbling growl. From the underbrush, a leopard emerged. Golden eyes blazed, its muscles tensed, tail swishing as it crept closer. The danger doubled in an instant. One gorilla lay helpless. 2 others were paralyzed with fear. And there, standing small yet unyielding, Kuma positioned himself between the predator and his family. The scene was unbearable. A fragile dog against a ruthless hunter. Viewers could only wonder, was this the end, or the beginning of a miracle? The leopard slinked forward, silent but deadly. Each paw step pressed into the soil, bringing it closer to the ravine. Its growls vibrated through the ground, shaking leaves from the branches above. The pinned gorilla whimpered. The 2 others pressed together, their massive frames trembling like children. Kuma lowered his head, fur bristling, teeth bared. His entire body quivered, not from fear, but from the determination to shield what he loved. The distance closed. Predator versus protector. Strength versus devotion. Every second stretched like eternity. And in that eternal pause, the forest itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting to see whether courage or cruelty would triumph. With a sudden roar, the leopard lunged, claws slicing through the air. Kuma sprang upward, barking with all his might, his eyes blazing with defiance. He collided with the predator mid-air. The fight was brutal. The leopard's claws tore into Kuma's shoulder, crimson streaks staining his gray fur. But Kuma twisted, biting back with desperate fury. Then the ground shook. From above, the two gorillas charged down the slope, bellowing with thunderous voices. They pounded their fists into the earth, the sound echoing like drums of war. The leopard froze, startled, overwhelmed by the combined force of dog and gorillas. It backed away, snarling, before vanishing into the green shadows. The climax was clear. The children, Kuma once raised now, rose to defend the very one who had raised them. Silence followed, broken only by Kuma's ragged breathing. His wound bled, but his eyes remained locked on the pinned gorilla. Ignoring the pain, he returned to the task, biting branches, pulling rocks, his body trembling with exhaustion. Finally, with one last heave, the heavy stone rolled aside. The gorilla gasped, chest rising, breath shaky but alive. The siblings rushed in, wrapping their massive arms around the freed one. Then, something extraordinary happened. One of them reached for Kuma, pulling the little dog into their embrace. In that moment, blood, sweat, dust, and tears mixed together. The jungle witnessed something greater than survival. It witnessed family, forged not by blood, but by sacrifice and trust. The next morning, rangers returned to find an astonishing sight. The three gorillas no longer walked alone. They moved with Kuma at their side, as if he were one of them. They brought him fruits, sheltered him with their massive hands, and stayed close wherever he limped. The sanctuary whispered the tale of a dog who gave his strength to raise orphans, and in return received loyalty beyond measure. In a world where nature is often cruel, Kuma's kindness had reshaped the rules. His love planted a seed that even the wildest beasts could not ignore. At dusk, the sun dipped low over the Congo mountains, painting the sky in red and gold. Kuma rested beneath a tree. The three gorillas gathered quietly around him. No words, no language, just presence. Just love. The story of Kuma, the little dog who raised gorillas and was later defended by them, reminds us that love needs no boundaries. It requires no shared blood, no spoken promises. Love, when given freely, returns in ways that defy reason. If you believe every dog has a purpose, and every second chance is a gift, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Soulpaw Stories V for more true, emotional dog rescue stories. Thank you for watching until the end, and see you in the next videos.